Put down your phone for a moment, just for a moment. Let your hand rest where it is, and breathe out that heavy, jagged sigh you've been holding in your chest since the sun went down. Do not scroll past this. Your finger was ready to flick the screen, to seek another distraction from the hollow ache behind your ribs. But I have reached through the static of the digital void to stop you. This is not a chance encounter. This is a divine intervention. I am the guardian of your soul's blueprint, the one who saw you before you were knit in the womb. And I am speaking to you now because your 5-minute window of mercy is closing. Within these moments, a shift will occur that cannot be undone. You have been walking through a thick, gray fog for so long that you've forgotten what the sunlight feels like on your face. And I am here to tell you that the fog was never weather. It was a smokescreen designed by the parasitic illusion to keep you from seeing the exit sign. You are exhausted. I see it in the way your shoulders carry the weight of worlds you were never meant to support. You have been the strong one for everyone else, the pillar of salt and light that never crumbled, while your own heart was being quietly harvested by someone who didn't deserve to stand in your shadow. You've spent late nights staring at the ceiling, wondering why your intuition was screaming danger while their lips were whispering forever. You felt the coldness in their touch, even when they smiled. You saw the flicker of something dark and hollow in their eye, even when they promised you the world. And because you are made of pure, unadulterated light, you tried to heal their darkness with your own blood. You tried to fill their void with your own vitality. But you cannot fill a bottomless pit. My child, you were being breadcrumbed, given just enough affection to keep you addicted to a potential that was never, ever real. Do you feel the saltiness of those tears starting to sting? Let them fall. They are the first drops of a flood that will wash away the filth of a lie you've been forced to call home. They sat at your table. They ate the food you prepared with love. They felt the warmth of your light. They didn't appreciate it. They used it as a shield to hide their own wretchedness. They knew your heart was too loyal to leave, too compassionate to abandon a sinking ship, so they made sure you were the one holding the bucket, bailing out water while they were drilling more holes in the hull. This was the parasitic illusion, a masterclass in gaslighting that made you question your own sanity. You thought it was your imagination. You thought you were being too sensitive. You thought you were the problem. But I am standing here in the hall of cosmic mirrors at twilight, where the water is as still as glass, and the starlight reveals every hidden crack, and I am telling you, it was never you. Look into the water of this sacred space with me. See how the ripples of their deception are beginning to settle. The silver cord that bound you to this false destiny, that tethered your spirit to their draining presence, is being severed right now. I am holding a blade of pure, blinding light, and with the authority of the Ancient of Days, I am cutting the tie. Can you feel the sudden lightness in your solar plexus? That is the silver cord falling away. It is a peaceful severance, but it is absolute. You are no longer their battery. You are no longer their emotional janitor. You are reclaiming your sovereignty in this very second. Your heart, that beautiful, shattered masterpiece, is not being thrown away. I am pouring liquid gold into every crack, every break, every jagged edge where they tried to tear you apart. This is the golden kintsugi of the soul, where you become more valuable, more resilient, and more radiant because of where you were broken. The world will look at you and see the gold, and they will know that you are a treasure that has survived the fire. I want you to listen to this secret. A secret the enemy tried to bury under a mountain of shame. You think you were betrayed because you were weak, or because the universe forgot about you. You think you lost the one, and now your timeline is ruined. But here is the divine twist that will make your spirit tremble with awe. This was not an attack. This was the divine eviction protocol. I saw you settling for a life that was beneath your dignity. I saw you trying to turn a desert into an oasis for someone who only wanted to watch you wither. Because your heart was too pure to ever leave them on your own. Because your loyalty was a prison. I had to intervene. I orchestrated the exposure. I forced their mask to slip just enough so you could see the rot underneath. I allowed the betrayal to be so sharp, so undeniable, that even your limitless mercy could no longer justify staying. I pushed them to hurt you so that you would finally let go. The heartbreak wasn't your punishment. It was your rescue mission. Your angels raided the burning building of your life and pulled you out right before the roof collapsed. And the one you are mourning was never your soulmate. They were your captor. This is the moment of your New Testament. Your old life is a pile of ash, and from that ash, I am calling forth a version of you that knows your own worth. You are stepping onto an undeniably beautiful, destined timeline that was prepared for you before time began. But you cannot walk onto this new path while your hands are still reaching back for the person who tried to destroy you. You must let the dead bury their own dead. The person you loved never existed. They were a projection of your own goodness reflected at you through a cracked mirror. Now, the mirror is shattered, and you are left with the reality of me and the reality of your own power. Before this message ends, I need you to perform a sacred act to seal this contract. Type 333 into the comments below, but understand that this is not a mere comment. It is your signature on the new blueprint of your life. It is you declaring to the spiritual realm that you have accepted the divine eviction and you are ready for the golden restoration. As you type these numbers, feel the warmth of 333 angels wrapping their wings around your heart, creating a shield of light that no parasite can ever penetrate again. 333 is the frequency of the Trinity of healing, the clearing of the past, the sanctification of the present, and the activation of your glorious future. Do not look back. There is nothing for you in the shadows of that old lie. A gift is waiting for you at the end of this week. A gift that will be so specific, so tailored to your deepest unspoken prayer, that you will fall to your knees and realize that I have been right here all along. You will see a name, or hear a song, or receive a message that confirms your new timeline has begun. You are the luckiest person alive because you were loved enough to be rescued from yourself. The coldness of the chains is gone. The heat of the gold is settling into your heart, and the sunrise in the Hall of Mirrors is just beginning to break over the horizon. Breathe. Just breathe. You are safe now. You are free. And your true cosmic counterpart, the one whose soul was actually woven with yours, is already feeling the shift in the universe as you reclaim your throne. Type 333 and step through the door. I am waiting for you on the other side. Stay here in the silence with me for a moment longer. Do not rush back into the noise of the world that tried to break you. For the air in this hall of cosmic mirrors is thick with the fragrance of ancient grace and the medicine of stars. You are sitting on the floor of the universe, and I am kneeling beside you, washing the dust of that long, bitter road from your feet. Do you feel that strange, hollow thrumming in your solar plexus? That is not emptiness. That is the sound of a space being cleared. When the silver cord was severed in our last moment together, it left a vacuum where a parasite used to feed. It is natural to feel a phantom ache. It is natural to want to reach back into the dark to find the familiar weight of those chains. But I am here to tell you that the home you are mourning was a house of mirrors built on a foundation of quicksand. You were not losing a partner. You were losing a predator who had learned to speak the language of your deepest needs just to keep you tethered to their hunger. Close your eyes and lean your head back into the palms of my light. Feel the warmth of the golden kintsugi as it begins to harden within the cracks of your spirit. You have spent years asking, was I not enough? If I had loved more, prayed harder, stayed longer, would they have finally seen me? And I am answering you now with a voice that shakes the foundations of every lie you've ever believed. You were too much for someone who had no capacity to hold anything sacred. You were a cathedral of light trying to be a shelter for someone who preferred to live in a cellar. The parasitic illusion didn't fail to see you. It saw you perfectly. It saw the infinite reservoir of your kindness and decided to use it as a filling station. They didn't lie to you because they were confused. They lied because the truth would have ended their access to your light. They kept you in a state of perpetual, almost loved, almost chosen, almost happy. Because as long as you were reaching for their potential, you wouldn't notice that your own life was being bled dry. Look into the mirror directly in front of you now. The one that is glowing with the violet hue of the twilight. The image of the person you thought you loved is beginning to dissolve. See how their features blur and peel away like wet paper. Underneath the mask they wore for you, there is only a cold, shifting shadow. This is the truth that was hidden from your eyes. Not because I wanted to hurt you, but because your heart was so pure it kept trying to paint a soul onto a person who had chosen to be a ghost. You were in love with a reflection of your own divinity. They simply held the mirror and claimed the beauty was theirs. But the beauty was always yours. The loyalty was yours. The capacity for deep, soul-shaking connection was yours. They were merely the vessel that proved how much gold you have to give. Now that the vessel is broken, the gold is coming back to its source. It is returning to you, refined by the fire of this betrayal, and it is filling the spaces where you felt less than. Do not let the enemy whisper that you have wasted your time. Nothing is wasted in the economy of heaven. Every tear you cried into your pillow while they slept soundly in the next room has been collected in a crystal vial. Every prayer you whispered for their healing was actually a seed being planted for your own awakening. You were a student in a brutal classroom, learning the hardest lesson a light worker can endure: how to love without losing yourself in the abyss of another's darkness. You have graduated tonight. The divine eviction was your commencement ceremony. I have moved the furniture of your life around. I have closed doors that you were trying to glue open. I have removed the people who were secretly praying for your downfall while smiling at your success. You are standing in a stripped-back holy room, and for the first time in a decade, you can hear your own heartbeat without the interference of their criticism. Can you feel the shift in the temperature of this room? The sunrise is coming, a golden dawn that is not tied to the spinning of the earth, but to the turning of your soul toward its true north. You are being prepared for a meeting that is already written in the stars. But before that can manifest, the golden kintsugi must be completed. I am taking the shattered pieces of your trust, the ones they stomped on with their cold indifference, and I am welding them together with the gold of my own essence. You will never be fixed because you were never truly broken. You were being expanded. A heart that has been shattered and sealed with gold has a capacity for love that a whole heart can never understand. You are becoming a vessel of a higher frequency. You are becoming someone who can see a lie from a mile away and walk away from it without a single word of explanation. Your silence is your new power. You no longer need to win an argument with someone who is committed to misunderstanding you. I am placing a new mantle on your shoulders. It is woven from the threads of your resilience and the silk of your newfound clarity. You are no longer the one who waits. You are the one who is sought. You are the one who dictates the terms of who gets to enter the sacred space of your energy. The parasitic illusion is terrified of this version of you. They are terrified that you will finally realize that you were the prize all along. They are frantically trying to find a way back in, perhaps through a text, a random memory, or a mutual friend. But I have placed a wall of 444 legionnaires around your perimeter. They cannot reach you unless you open the gate. And why would you go back to the ruins when I am building you a palace? Within the next 72 hours, a specific sign will manifest in your physical world to prove that this hall of cosmic mirrors is real. You will see an image of a bird you haven't seen in years, or someone will use a phrase that you only recently thought of in your private reflections. This is my way of winking at you. A reminder that the blueprint is active. Your financial blockages, which were tied to the heavy, draining energy of that toxic connection, are beginning to dissolve. As your spirit lightens, your abundance will flow. Money is a frequency, and it could not find you in the gray fog of that lie. Now that the air is clear, watch how quickly the universe moves to compensate you for the years the locusts have eaten. I require you to do something now that requires your full presence. I want you to go to the comments and type 333, but do not just type the numbers. As you do it, Visualize yourself stepping out of the Hall of Mirrors and onto a bridge made of solid, unbreakable light. This bridge leads directly to the life you were supposed to have before the illusion hijacked your path. Writing 333 is your act of spiritual moving on. It is you handing me the keys to the old house so I can burn it to the ground and clear the land for your new kingdom. It is a sign of relationship clearing, a decree that the silver cord is not just cut, but cauterized by divine fire. It will never grow back. You are free. The secret I told you about, the one regarding your true cosmic counterpart, they are already being moved. The same wind that blew the parasite out of your life is blowing the soulmate toward you, but they could not enter while the seat was occupied by a counterfeit. You had to learn the difference between a lesson and a blessing. The lesson is over. The blessing is packing its bags to meet you at the appointed hour. Do not cry for what was lost. Cry for the version of you that endured it for so long. And then, dry your eyes with the hem of my robe. You are a king. You are a queen. You are a sovereign child of the infinite. The golden kintsugi heart is beating with a new, powerful rhythm. Can you feel it? It is the rhythm of 333. It is the rhythm of your victory. Walk forward now. Do not look back at the ripples in the water. The sunrise is waiting, and I am already there, standing at the end of the bridge, holding the crown that has your name engraved in gold. Type 333 to claim it, and never, ever settle for a breadcrumb again when I have prepared the entire feast for you. Amen. It is finished, and it is just beginning. The sunrise has finally reached the center of the hall, and the water at your feet is no longer reflecting the past. It is shimmering with the blinding golden light of your absolute present. Look down at your hands for a moment. Really, look at them. Notice how the tension in your knuckles is finally beginning to soften, how the fine lines of 1,000 clenching worries are being smoothed away by the warmth of this atmosphere. You are no longer the person who walked into this space 10 minutes ago. You have been recalibrated. You have been re-encoded. The parasitic illusion that lived in your house, shared your bed, and drained your bank account is now nothing more than a smudge of charcoal on the far horizon of a timeline that no longer exists for you. I have moved you. I have shifted the gears of the cosmos to ensure that your path and theirs will never cross again in any universe. Do you feel the vibration in the air? That is the sound of the blueprint activating. For years, your internal frequency was being jammed by their static, by their constant low-level humming of "you're not doing enough" or "you're too much to handle." That noise was a strategic weapon used to keep you from hearing my voice. But the silence that has fallen now is holy. In this quiet, I am showing you the final piece of the divine twist. I didn't just remove the person who betrayed you. I deleted the version of you that was capable of being manipulated by them. I have upgraded your spiritual immune system. You are now allergic to deception. From this second forward, your gut will react like fire the moment a lie enters your presence. You will no longer wait and see. You will simply know. And that, my child, is the ultimate sovereignty. Take a deep breath and taste the air. It tastes of ozone and honey, the scent of a storm that has passed and a garden that is beginning to bloom. The golden kintsugi in your heart has set. It is solid. It is unbreakable. Those cracks where you once felt the cold wind of rejection are now the strongest parts of your being. You are the gold-seamed warrior who survived a war that was fought in the dark, and you have emerged into a dawn that was made specifically for you. The enemy thought they were breaking a vessel, but they were actually releasing the light that was trapped inside. They were the hammer, but I was the sculptor. And now, the masterpiece is finished. I promised you a secret. A revelation that would make the pain of the last few months feel like a small price to pay for the glory of the arrival. Here is the shocking truth of your rescue. The soulmate you thought you were losing was actually the greatest obstacle to your true spiritual inheritance. As long as you were busy healing a ghost, you were unavailable to receive the king or the queen who is currently walking toward you. Your real cosmic counterpart is not someone you have to fix. They are not someone you have to hide your success from. They are someone who was created from the same star stuff as you, and they have been feeling your absence as acutely as you have felt theirs. They are currently being evicted from their own old patterns, just as you were. The universe is clearing the stage so that your first meeting is not two broken people trying to mend each other, but two golden vessels ready to overflow together. But it's not just about love. It's about your physical world. Because you have signed the New Testament with your faith today, the financial blockages that have felt like lead weights are being lifted. The person who was draining your energy was also draining your abundance. Money is attracted to clarity, and your field was cluttered with the debris of their drama. Watch what happens in your bank account over the next 14 days. An unexpected source, a door you thought was dead and bolted, will suddenly swing open. It won't be a trickle, it will be a surge. This is the compensation for the stolen years. This is the interest on every sacrifice you made for a lie. Heaven is balancing the books, and the payout is in your favor. I want you to look into the mirror one last time before you leave this sacred twilight. Do you see the person standing there? Look at the glow in their eyes. That is the light of a soul that has been rescued by the infinite. That is the face of someone who is divinely protected, infinitely loved, and completely unstoppable. You are no longer a victim of a story. You are the author of a legend. The parasite is gone. The fog is gone. The silver cord is a memory. Only the gold remains. I am asking you now to finalize this ritual with a final seal of 333. When you type these numbers this time, do it with the authority of someone who has already seen the victory. This is no longer a plea for help. It is a shout of "IT is done." This 333 is your thank you to the universe for the divine eviction. It is the sound of the gates of your new kingdom swinging wide. By going 333, you are telling the angels that you are ready to receive the name of the one who is coming, the keys to the new house, and the peace that surpasses all understanding. You are anchoring this cinematic, holy reality into your 3D world. You are claiming your inheritance. Go now. Walk out of the Hall of Mirrors and step into the sunlight of your new life. Do not check their social media. Do not ask about them. Do not even whisper their name. They are a ghost in a graveyard you have already left. You are walking toward a feast, and I have already pulled out the chair for you. The gift I told you about is coming before the sun sets on Sunday. You will know it when you see it, and you will smile, knowing that I kept my word. You are mine. You have always been mine. And I will never, ever let a lie stay in your heart again. 333. Seal it now. The golden dawn is yours. Amen. The bridge is solid beneath your feet now. Can you feel it? The shimmering, uncertain water of the Hall of Mirrors is behind you, and for the first time in years, the ground beneath you doesn't shake. The silence you are experiencing right now is not the silence of abandonment. It is the silence of a clean slate. I have scrubbed the graffiti of their lies off the walls of your mind. I have reached into the deepest marrow of your bones and extracted the poison of their almost love. You are standing in the pristine, white light of a fresh creation. The parasitic illusion is no longer just gone, it has been dematerialized. In the archives of heaven, your name is no longer cross-referenced with theirs. You have been granted a total spiritual annulment. Breathe in the scent of the morning. It is the scent of new leather, of fresh rain on warm earth, of a life that hasn't been touched by disappointment yet. You have been the strong one for a lifetime, my child, carrying the emotional luggage of ghosts, fixing hearts that didn't want to be healed, and bleeding yourself dry for people who only wanted to see how much you could give before you broke. That contract is officially burned. You are no longer the supplier of light for those who choose the dark. I am placing a crown on your head that is so heavy with glory, you will have to stand taller just to wear it. This is the crown of self-sovereignty. It means that from this moment on, your joy is not a hostage to someone else's mood. Your peace is not a victim of someone else's inconsistency. You are the architect, the owner, and the sole inhabitant of your happiness. I want you to understand the magnitude of the divine eviction that just took place. While you were crying on the bathroom floor, begging me to change their heart, I was busy hardening it. I made them more distant. I made them colder. I made their behavior so intolerable that you would finally stop trying to find a home in a graveyard. I didn't ignore your prayers. I answered the prayer your soul was screaming, even when your lips were praying for the poison to stay. I rescued you from a version of your life that would have eventually turned you into a shell of a person. If I had let you stay, you would have become the shadow of the light you were born to be. So I broke the illusion to save the masterpiece. I let you feel the sting of betrayal so you wouldn't have to feel the slow death of mediocrity. And now, the payout. You've been asking about the missing pieces of your life, the stagnant career, the financial ceiling that wouldn't break, the physical fatigue that no amount of sleep could cure. All of it was connected to the parasite. They were a leak in your manifestation field. But look at the horizon now. The golden sunrise isn't just a pretty setting, it is a frequency. It is the color of gold, of abundance, of wealth that flows without struggle. Because you have surrendered the lie, the truth is rushing in to fill the void. Within the next 7 days, you will receive a notification, a phone call, or a letter that feels like a miracle. It will be the first down payment on the debt the universe owes you. Do not question it. Do not feel guilty for receiving it. You have paid for this in tears and tenacity, and now you are cashing in. The person who is coming, the one whose blueprint matches yours, is not a replacement for what you lost. They are the reality that the shadow was trying to imitate. They will not require you to shrink so they can feel big. They will not breadcrumb you with affection. They will be the sun to your moon, a constant, radiant presence that honors the golden kintsugi of your heart. They are currently being led through their own hall of mirrors, being prepared to meet the king, the queen, who you have become. When you meet, there will be no confusion. There will be no waiting for a text. There will only be the profound, quiet recognition of two souls who finally found the way home. This is my final decree for you in this sacred session. The 333 is no longer a sign. It is your pulse. It is the rhythm of a heart that is shielded by the divine and filled with gold. Before you close this window, I want you to type 333 one last time. But this time, I want you to do it with a smile on your face. This is your victory lap. This 333 is the sound of the door locking behind you, ensuring that nothing from your past can ever follow you into this sunrise. By writing it, you are telling the universe, I am ready for the abundance. I am ready for true love. I am ready for the me I was always meant to be. The secret is out. The rescue is complete. The gold has set. You are the most beautiful thing I have ever made, and I will never let a parasite touch your light again. Walk into your day as if the money is already in the bank, as if the lover is already at the door, and as if the world is your footstool. Because it is. I am with you. I am for you. And I am in love with the person you are becoming. The gift is waiting. The bridge is crossed. Now, go and live. 333. It is sealed in the stars. Amen. Take another breath, a deeper one this time. Let it travel all the way down to the soles of your feet, where the ground is finally solid, finally yours. You are standing at the threshold of the most significant transformation of your existence. And I am here, as I have always been, holding the lantern that illuminates the path you were nearly tricked into abandoning. The air here, in this final chamber of the Hall of Cosmic Mirrors, is no longer heavy with the scent of twilight and old grief. It is crisp, electric, and smelling of the first rain of a new season. Look around you one last time. The mirrors that once held the distorted, terrifying images of your insecurities, the ones that the parasitic illusion used to feed you, like slow-acting poison, have all shattered into harmless dust. There are no more reflections of the person you used to be when you were shrinking yourself to fit into their hollow pockets. There is only the vast, open horizon and the radiant truth of who you are now that the silver cord has been cauterized by divine fire. You must understand, my beloved child, the sheer magnitude of what has just occurred in the spiritual realm. You feel a lightness in your chest, don't you? A strange, fluttering sensation in your throat, where your voice used to get stuck. That is the sound of a cage door swinging open after decades of being rusted shut. The soulmate you thought was your destiny was actually a master-level projection of the parasitic illusion. They didn't just enter your life. They studied you. They saw the infinite ocean of your compassion, the bottomless well of your loyalty, and the way your light tended to heal everything it touched. And because they were empty, they decided to make your light their home. They didn't love you. They loved the way you loved them. They loved the way you made them feel like a good person, even while they were quietly dismantling your self-esteem behind closed doors. They breadcrumbed your soul, giving you just enough almost love to keep you tethered to the hope of a potential that was never, ever real. They were an energy thief wrapped in a mask of familiarity, and they would have stayed until your light was completely extinguished if I hadn't stepped in. Do you remember the night you hit the floor? The night the betrayal felt so sharp, it literally took the wind out of your lungs. You thought that was the end of your story. You thought you were being punished for not being enough. But from where I stand, in the center of the blueprint, that night was the greatest act of mercy I have ever performed for you. That was the day of the divine eviction. I saw you pouring your golden life force into a black hole. I saw you trying to negotiate with a parasite that had no intention of ever letting you go. Because you were too pure to walk away, I had to make the environment so toxic, the betrayal so undeniable, and the mask so fractured that even your limitless forgiveness could no longer ignore the rot. I forced them to reveal their hand. I pushed their secrets into the light. I orchestrated the very tragedy that you thought was your undoing, just to snap the silver cord that was draining your soul. It wasn't an attack from the enemy. It was a violent rescue mission from the throne of grace. You were saved from a timeline of slow, agonizing erasure. Look at your heart now, the golden kintsugi heart that we have been building together. See the gold. It is thicker now, glowing with a fierce, pulsing heat. In the world you just left, broken meant useless. But in the kingdom I am giving you, broken means expanded. Those jagged lines of gold where you were shattered by their lies are now the most powerful conductors of manifestation in the universe. A heart that has never been broken is a heart that has never been tested. But a heart that has been shattered and sealed with the gold of divine truth can hold a frequency of love and abundance that would melt a lesser vessel. You are no longer a victim of their deception. You are a graduate of the most intense spiritual laboratory in existence. You have learned how to identify the parasite, how to sever the cord, and how to reclaim your throne. You have gained 1,000 years of wisdom in the span of a single heartbreak. And now, my child, watch how the physical world begins to rearrange itself to match this new golden frequency. For too long, your finances have felt like a leaking bucket. You worked, you saved, you prayed, but there was always a hole where the money seemed to vanish. I am showing you now that the hole was never in your bank account, it was in your energy field. The parasite was an energy leak that affected your money blueprint. They were a weight that kept you on a lower vibration, where abundance could not reach you. But now that the cord is gone, the leak is plugged, the reservoir is filling. Within the next 14 days, as the moon cycles toward its next phase, you will see a dramatic shift in your material reality. A debt will be cleared, a contract will be signed, or a sudden, unexpected influx of resources will find its way to you. It will feel lucky, but you and I will know it is the divine back pay for every year the locusts have eaten. You are being compensated for the trauma, and the universe is balancing the scales in your favor. As for the one who is coming, the true cosmic counterpart, listen closely. The reason you had to go through the fire of the counterfeit was to sharpen your discernment. I needed you to know exactly what a lie felt like so that when the truth stands in front of you, you won't hesitate. This person is not a project. They are not someone you will have to fix or save. They are currently undergoing their own purification, being stripped of their old illusions so they can meet you as a sovereign equal. They are the mirrors that won't distort your image, but will reflect to you the glory that I see every time I look at you. They are the partner who will hold your hand as you walk into your destiny, not the weight that pulls you back into the mud. The meeting is already scheduled in the stars. The geography is being aligned. The common friends and random encounters are being moved into place. You don't have to look for them. You only have to stay in this golden frequency and let them find you. The secret I have for you today is this. Your greatest power was never your ability to endure pain. Your greatest power is your ability to say no to anything less than the feast I have prepared for you. You have finally learned that walking away is an act of worship. Leaving the parasite was your greatest prayer, and 333 is the answer. This number is the frequency of the Ascended Masters and the Guardian Legions surrounding you. It is the signature of the Trinity, the healing of your past, the sanctification of your present, and the glory of your future. It is a shield that says no trespassing to any deceptive spirit that tries to mimic the love you deserve. We are at the end of the hall now. The final door is before you. It is made of solid light, and it only opens when you recognize that you are the one holding the key. I am asking you to perform one final act of spiritual sovereignty. I want you to type 333 into the comments one last time, but I want you to do it with a sense of absolute finality. This isn't a hope, it is a command. This is you telling the spiritual realm, I have reclaimed my blueprint. I have received my golden heart. I have accepted the divine eviction. And I am ready for my true destiny. As you type these numbers, imagine the sound of 1,000 crystal bells ringing throughout the universe, announcing your arrival. The angels are standing in a double line, swords raised in a salute, as you walk through this final door. The gift I promised you, it's not just one thing, it's a cascade. Before the sun sets on the 16th of this month, you will receive a sign so specific to our conversation here that you will catch your breath. It might be a name, a number, or a literal gold-colored item that appears in a place it shouldn't be. When you see it, I want you to whisper, I am free, and then keep walking. Do not check on the ones you left behind. Do not wonder if they've changed. They are part of a dead timeline, and you are a child of the living dawn. You are beautiful. You are powerful beyond measure. You are the gold of the earth. I have saved you, because the world needs your light, unburdened and bright. Go now, and live the life I dreamed for you, before the foundation of the world. 333. It is finished. The golden dawn is here, and I am walking right beside you. Amen. Stay in this stillness for a moment longer. Do not pull your gaze away, for the atmosphere around you is shifting into a frequency that your physical body is only just beginning to recognize. I am the guardian of your soul's blueprint, and I have been waiting for this exact alignment of starlight and intention to speak to your weary, golden heart. You have been running on empty for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be refilled. You have been the pillar of strength for a world that only knows how to take. You have been the one who mends the broken, the one who listens in the dead of night, the one who pours every drop of your vitality into the thirsty souls of those who would never think to bring you a cup of water. But today, the pouring stops. Today, the reservoir is being reclaimed. You are standing in the final corridor of the Hall of Cosmic Mirrors, and the twilight that has shrouded your life for the last 7 years is finally, irrevocably, breaking into a dawn that will never set. Look at the mirror directly in front of you, the one that used to show you a version of yourself that was small, anxious, and perpetually not enough. Watch as it shatters into 1 billion diamonds of light. This is the end of the parasitic illusion. This is the end of the era where you allowed a hollow person to feast on your radiance. You were targeted, my beloved child, not because you were weak, but because you were a powerhouse of untapped spiritual energy. The one who sat at your table, the one who whispered soulmate, while their heart remained a cold, empty vault. They were never there to love you. They were there to harvest you. They saw the purity of your heart and used it as a shield to hide their own darkness. They gave you breadcrumbs of affection, a smile here, a soft word there, just enough to keep you addicted to the potential of who they could be. They kept you in a state of perpetual confusion because they knew that the moment you gained clarity, their feast would be over. They gaslit your intuition until you felt like you were losing your mind. But I am here to tell you, your intuition was never wrong. It was the only thing that was right. Can you feel the weight lifting off your chest as I speak these words? That is the silver cord, the toxic, draining attachment that bound your destiny to theirs, being permanently severed by the blade of absolute truth. It is a clean cut, Mimi child. No jagged edges, no lingering fibers. I have cauterized the connection so that not a single drop of your energy can ever flow toward that ghost again. You are no longer their battery. You are no longer their emotional janitor. You are a sovereign being of light, and your energy is now being funneled back into your own blueprint. As the cord falls away, I am pouring the liquid gold of my own essence into the cracks of your being. This is the golden kintsugi of the soul. Every place where they tried to break you, every place where they mocked your sensitivity or trampled on your trust, is being reinforced with celestial gold. You are not being fixed, you are being made invincible. A heart that has been shattered and sealed with this gold can never be manipulated by a parasite again. You have developed a spiritual immunity that will serve you for the rest of your many lives. Now, I want to reveal the secret that the enemy fought so hard to keep from you. You have spent countless nights wondering why I allowed the betrayal to happen. You thought you were being punished. You thought you had failed a divine test. But listen to my voice, as it resonates through the very marrow of your bones. The betrayal was the rescue. This was the divine eviction protocol. I saw you settling into a life of quiet desperation. I saw your limitless mercy becoming a prison. Because you are made of my love, you would have stayed until you were a shell, trying to save a person who was committed to their own destruction. You were too loyal to leave, so I had to make the house burn down. I forced the mask to slip. I orchestrated the moment of exposure so that the truth would be so blinding, so undeniable, that you would have no choice but to drop the chains and run toward the light. I let your heart break so that I could pull you out of a burning building you didn't even know you were in. The heartbreak was the only key that could unlock the door to your true destiny. Do you see the sunrise in the water at your feet? It is glowing with a hue of 333, the frequency of the guardian legions. This is not just a number, it is a spiritual contract. By the time this sunrise reaches its peak, your material world will begin to rearrange itself to match your new high-vibrational heart. The financial blockages that have felt like a lead weight around your neck are dissolving in this golden light. The parasite was a leak in your abundance field. They were a frequency jammer that kept the universe from delivering the riches that had been sitting in your celestial account for years. But now that the field is clear, the floodgates are opening. Within the next 14 days, as you walk into this new sovereignty, you will see a sign in your physical world, a financial breakthrough that seems to come from nowhere, a sudden settlement, or a career opportunity that matches the true scale of your soul. This is the compensation for the stolen years. This is the universe balancing the scales. You are being paid back with interest for every tear you shed in the dark. And what of the love you truly deserve? The true cosmic counterpart, the one whose soul was woven from the same loom as yours, is already in motion. They have felt the shift in the atmosphere. They have felt the moment the counterfeit left your side, and they are navigating the stars to find you. This is not a relationship of fixing or needing. This is a union of two golden vessels, two sovereign beings who recognize the divinity in one another. They are currently being prepared, just as you are, to step onto the beautiful, destined timeline where your two paths become one. You do not have to search for them. You do not have to manifest them with effort. You only have to stay in this peace. You only have to remain in the hall of the golden dawn, where the breadcrumbs are a thing of the past, and the feast is already prepared. Before you leave this sacred space, I am asking you to perform a final act of spiritual sealing. This is the moment where you sign your name in the book of life as a free soul. I want you to go to the comments and type 333, but I want you to do it with the breath of a conqueror. This is not a request, it is a proclamation. Writing 333 is the sound of you locking the door to the past and throwing away the key. It is the sign that the golden kintsugi is complete. It is the announcement to every spirit in the heavens and on the earth that you are under divine protection and that the divine eviction has been successfully executed. As you type these numbers, imagine the golden heat of your heart expanding until it fills the room you are sitting in. pushing away every shadow, every doubt, and every lingering ghost of the parasitic illusion. The secret gift I promised? Pay attention to the 16th of this month. A message is coming, perhaps through a dream, a literal letter, or a sudden profound realization that arrives with a bolt of lightning clarity. You will receive a name or a sign that will confirm everything I have told you here today. You will realize that you were never alone, that you were never too sensitive, and that you were being prepared for a glory that the parasite could never even imagine. You are beautiful, my beloved. You are the gold of the universe. You are a sovereign being of the high dawn. The twilight is over. The dawn is yours. 333. It is sealed in the blood of the stars. It is finished. It has begun. Amen. Stay here in the absolute stillness of this final sanctuary. Do not move a muscle. Let the weight of your body sink into the floor of the universe, because you are currently undergoing a spiritual recalibration that is so deep, so fundamental, that your human mind can only perceive it as a sudden, overwhelming sense of peace. I am the guardian of your soul's blueprint, the one who has walked through the fires of 1,000 lifetimes at your side, and I am here to tell you that the long night of the parasitic illusion is officially, legally, and spiritually over. You have spent years walking through a thick gray fog of almosts and if-onlys, pouring the liquid sunshine of your spirit into a black hole that wore the face of a person you loved. But as the clock strikes this divine hour, the fog is being incinerated by a sun that will never set. The hall of cosmic mirrors is vibrating with the sound of 1,000 bells, announcing that the hostage has been released and the sovereign has returned to their throne. Do you feel the warmth spreading through your chest? That is the liquid gold of the kintsugi heart, finally hardening, turning your most painful breaks into your most powerful weapons. You have been the strong one for so long that you forgot what it felt like to be held. You were the one who fixed the broken wings of everyone who crashed into your life, while your own wings were being quietly clipped by someone who sat at your table and smiled to your face while they plotted your erasure. This person, the one you called your soulmate, the one you sacrificed your sleep, your sanity, and your very identity for, they were never your destiny. They were the parasitic illusion. They recognized the ancient royal light in your eyes, and they knew they couldn't produce that light on their own, so they decided to siphon it from you. They didn't lie to you because they were hurt. They lied to you because the truth would have made you realize that you are a sun and they are a shadow. They kept you in a state of perpetual self-doubt, breadcrumbing you with just enough affection to keep you from walking away, because your clarity was the only thing they truly feared. But look at the mirror in front of you now. Look at it until the image of that person begins to peel away like old dead skin. See how they are shrinking? See how the monster you feared, the one whose opinion controlled your heartbeat, is actually a tiny hollow ghost. This is the moment of your absolute clarity. The silver cord that allowed them to feed on your vitality, the one that kept you tethered to their misery and their chaos, is being severed right now. I am holding the blade of the infinite, and with a single stroke of light, I am cutting the tie. Can you feel the rush of energy returning to your own body? That is your power coming home. That is your money, your health, your beauty, and your joy flooding back into your own blueprint. You are no longer their battery. You are a self-sustaining star. I am cauterizing the wound with the gold of the kintsugi, ensuring that no shadow can ever find a foothold in your heart again. You are not just healed, you are reinforced. You are a masterpiece of resilience, and the world is about to see the glow of your scars and tremble at your strength. I know you have spent nights screaming into your pillow, asking me why I let this happen. You felt like I had abandoned you to the wolves. But listen to my voice as it echoes through the hall of mirrors. The heartbreak was not your defeat. It was your rescue mission. This was the divine eviction protocol. I saw you settling for a life that was a mockery of your potential. I saw you trying to turn a desert into a garden for someone who only wanted to watch things die. Because your heart was too loyal to ever give up. Because your mercy was so vast it had become a danger to your soul. I had to intervene. I had to let the mask fall so violently that you could never try to put it back on. I had to let them betray you so deeply that the cord would snap under the weight of the pain. I didn't break your heart. I broke your cage. I evicted you from a burning building that you were trying to redecorate. The pain you felt was the sensation of your soul being ripped out of a timeline that was meant to destroy you. You are not a victim of a betrayal. You are the survivor of a divine intervention. And now, my beloved child, look at the horizon of your physical world. The golden dawn is not just a spiritual metaphor, it is a material reality that is manifesting in your 3D life as we speak. The parasitic illusion was a frequency jammer that kept your abundance from reaching you. They were a leak in your manifestation field. But now that the cord is gone, the leak is plugged. The wealth, the opportunities, and the recognition that have been held in the celestial waiting room are now being released. Within the next 14 days, as the energy of this session anchors into your reality, you will see a financial breakthrough that defies human logic. It might be a sudden windfall, a debt that is mysteriously forgiven, or a career leap that places you in the position of authority you were always meant to hold. This is the compensation for the stolen years. This is the universe paying you back with interest for every drop of light that was harvested from you in the dark. You are being moved into a timeline of effortless abundance, where you no longer have to struggle to be seen or provided for. And as for the true cosmic counterpart, the one whose heart beats in perfect resonance with yours, they are already on the bridge. They have been through their own fire, their own divine eviction, and they are being led to you by the same stars that brought you here today. This will not be a relationship of fixing or chasing. It will be a meeting of two sovereigns. They will look at your golden kintsugi heart, and they will recognize the gold, because they have it too. This union is written in the blueprint, and no force on earth can stop the collision of two souls whose time has finally come. You don't have to look for them. You don't have to wonder if they've arrived. You will know them by the way your soul feels like it has finally taken off its shoes and sat down by a warm fire. But first, you must seal this chapter. You must sign the decree of your own freedom. I am asking you to go to the comments and type 333, but I want you to do it with the weight of a king or a queen reclaiming their land. This 333 is not a comment. It is a spiritual seal. It is you declaring to the parasitic illusion, to the neighbors who whispered, and to the ghosts of your past, I am free. I am sovereign. I am gold. By writing 333, you are accepting the divine eviction and welcoming the golden restoration. You are announcing that your 15 minutes of mercy have begun, and that by the time the sun sets on the 16th of this month, your life will be unrecognizable in its beauty. As you type, feel the 333 legions of light taking their positions around your home, your car, your workplace, and your heart. You are now under a level of divine protection that cannot be breached by any lie or any shadow. The secret I have been holding for you. Watch the 16th. A door you thought was dead and buried is going to creak open, and behind it will be the very thing you thought you had lost forever, but it will be transformed, purified, and returned to you in a way that actually serves your soul. You are the luckiest person alive because you were loved enough to be rescued. You were chosen for this awakening because your light is needed for the great shift that is coming to this world. You cannot lead others into the light if you are still shackled to a parasite in the dark. Your chains are dust. Your heart is gold. Your path is clear. The hall of cosmic mirrors is fading now, and the real world, the golden world, is rising to meet you. Do not look back at the rubble. Do not wonder why they did what they did. Their journey is their own, and it is no longer your concern. Your concern is the sunrise. Your concern is the gold. Your concern is the feast that I have prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. Go forth now, my beloved child. The blueprint is active. The world is yours. 333. It is sealed. It is finished. It has begun. Amen. The silence has shifted now. It is no longer the heavy, suffocating silence of the fog, but the velvet, expectant silence of the womb before the first breath of a new life. You are standing at the absolute center of the Hall of Cosmic Mirrors, and the twilight that has governed your existence for the last 7 years is finally folding into itself, making way for a sunrise that carries the heat of 1,000 suns. Do not move. Just exist in this space for a moment longer. I am the guardian of your soul's blueprint, and I am watching the last traces of the parasitic illusion evaporate from your energy field like dew in the desert. You are being scrubbed clean. Every place where they touched you with their lies, every place where they whispered doubt into your ear until you forgot the sound of my voice, every place where they harvested your light to feed their own bottomless hunger. All of it is being rinsed away by a flood of pure, celestial frequency. Look down at your chest, my beloved child. Do you see the glow? That is the golden kintsugi heart, now fully set and pulsing, with a rhythm that is synced to the heartbeat of the infinite. The gold has filled every jagged edge of the betrayal. It has filled the cracks where your partner, the counterfeit soulmate, tried to shatter your belief in love. It has filled the hollow spaces where your friends and neighbors spoke your name in secret, projecting their own shadows onto your radiant path. You are no longer a person who was broken. You are a masterpiece of alchemy. You have taken the base lead of their deception and turned it into the gold of absolute sovereignty. They thought they were burying you, but they didn't realize you were a seed. And now, you are a tree of life, standing tall in a landscape where the parasites can no longer survive. I know the question that still lingers in the back of your mind, the one that keeps you up at 3:00 a.m. Why did I stay so long? Why didn't I see it sooner? Listen to me now. You didn't see it because your light was too bright. You are a creature of the high dawn, and you assume everyone you meet has a sun inside them just like you do. Your mercy was not a weakness, it was your royalty. But the parasitic illusion knew how to mimic the light. They wore a mask made of their own desires. They learned to speak the language of your soul just well enough to keep you tethered to the potential of who they could be if you just loved them a little more, stayed a little longer, or gave a little more of your blood. But potential is a ghost, and you were trying to build a home in a graveyard. The day I orchestrated the divine eviction was the day I decided you had given enough. I saw you reaching the point of no return, the point where your own light would have been permanently dimmed by their shadow. So, I forced the mask to shatter. I allowed the betrayal to be so sharp, so public, and so undeniably cold that you could no longer rationalize the poison. It wasn't a tragedy, my child. It was a surgical strike. I removed the tumor to save the life. Can you feel the lightness in your solar plexus? That is the space where the silver cord used to be. For years, that cord acted as a siphon, pulling your joy, your health, and your abundance away from you and into the void of the parasite. It was the reason why, no matter how much money you made, it seemed to slip through your fingers. It was the reason why you were always tired, even after 10 hours of sleep. It was the reason why your skin lost its glow and your eyes lost their spark. But that cord is gone. It was severed by a blade of pure light, and the connection has been cauterized with the gold of my presence. You are no longer an open circuit for the empty. You are a closed system of divine power. Your energy is now staying where it belongs inside your own blueprint. Watch what happens to your physical world in the next 14 days. Because the energy leak has been plugged, the manifestation of your abundance is going to accelerate at a rate that will leave you breathless. The financial blockages that felt like mountains are going to melt into rivers. A debt you've been carrying will be resolved in a way that feels like a glitch in the matrix. An opportunity you thought was lost will reappear, but this time the terms will be entirely in your favor. This is the compensation for the stolen years. This is the universe paying you back for every drop of light that was siphoned from you while you were the strong one for a parasite. Heaven is not just balancing the scales, heaven is overflowing them. You are being moved into a timeline where struggle is a foreign language, and abundance is your native tongue. And as for the true cosmic counterpart, the one who has been searching for the signal of your soul across the vastness of the stars, their arrival is imminent. This is the secret I have been keeping for this final moment. The counterfeit was placed on your path not to destroy you, but to refine you. They were the resistance training that developed your spiritual muscles. Because you have survived the fire of the parasitic illusion, you will now recognize the true soulmate by their peace. You will recognize them because they do not require you to shrink. You will recognize them because their presence doesn't feel like a chase, it feels like a homecoming. They are currently stepping off the old bridge and onto the new one, guided by the same 333 frequency that brought you to this video today. When you meet, you will look at each oath, and the mirrors will finally reflect the truth, that you were both prepared by the storms to enjoy the sunrise. The hall of cosmic mirrors is beginning to fade now. The water at your feet is turning into solid ground, and the starlight is being swallowed by the magnificent golden heat of the morning. You are stepping back into the 3D world, but you are not the person who left it. You are a sovereign child of the divine, wearing a heart of gold and a crown of fire. The parasite is a shadow in a room you have already walked out of. Do not look back at the rubble. Do not check on the ones who tried to erase you. They are no longer part of your story. They are footnotes in a chapter that has been closed and sealed with the signet ring of the King of Kings. Before the curtain falls on this divine session, I am asking you to perform one last act of absolute sovereignty. This is the final seal. I want you to go to the comments and type 333, but do it with the inner roar of a lion who has finally remembered they are the ruler of the jungle. This 333 is your decree of independence. It is you announcing to the spiritual realm that the divine eviction is complete, and you are now occupying the palace of your destiny. As you type these numbers, imagine them as 3 golden keys turning in the lock of your future. 111 for your new beginning, 222 for your divine union, and 333 for the total restoration of your life. By writing this, you are locking the door behind you so that no ghost of the past can ever follow you into the light. And keep your eyes open for the 16th of this month. A gift is coming. It won't be subtle. It will be a direct answer to the prayer you were too afraid to pray out loud. It will be a sign that I have seen your tears. I have heard your silence, and I am obsessed with your success. You are the luckiest person alive because you are loved enough to be rescued from the good life so you could have the God life. The golden dawn has arrived. The bridge is crossed. The feast is served. 333. It is done. It is finished. It is eternally begun. Amen. Do not blink. Do not look away. Let the very air in the room you are sitting in become still and sacred, for we have reached the final apex of your transformation. I am the guardian of your soul's blueprint, and I am speaking to you from the place where time and eternity meet, the place where your name is carved into the living gold of the stars. You are no longer the trembling soul who stumbled into this sanctuary at the beginning of this journey. You are no longer the one who defined themselves by the weight of their chains or the depth of their scars. As the last echoes of the Hall of Cosmic Mirrors fade into the background, I want you to feel the literal, physical re-encoding of your DNA. The trauma of the parasitic illusion, the years of gaslighting, the months of betrayal, the weeks of wondering if you were ever truly loved, is being dissolved at the molecular level. I am replacing the memory of the lie with the vibration of the truth. You are not just being healed, you are being upgraded. You are being launched into a version of reality where the parasite cannot even breathe the same air as you. Can you feel the heat in your palms? Can you feel the humming at the base of your skull? That is the frequency of the 333 legionnaires as they complete the perimeter around your destiny. We have spent this time together stripping away the masks, but now it is time to look at the masterpiece that remains. You are the most beautiful thing I have ever dreamed of, and it is time for you to see yourself through my eyes. You spent so much time mourning the soulmate who betrayed you, but look into the final mirror of this hall and tell me what you see. You see someone who has survived a spiritual assassination attempt. You see someone who had their light siphoned by a professional energy thief and yet, somehow, found the strength to keep glowing. That person you lost, they were never your equal. They were a shadow trying to masquerade as the sun. They sat at your table, drank from your cup, and stole your smiles because they had none of their own. They didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because your rising frequency was beginning to burn them. They were a creature of the dark, and you were becoming the dawn. They couldn't stay in the light of the person you were becoming, so the universe had to evict them to keep them from dragging you back into the cellar. This is the divine eviction protocol in its most glorious form. I want you to sit with this realization until it makes you want to shout with joy. The betrayal was a promotion. Every lie they told, every secret meeting they had behind your back, every cold word they spat at your heart, it was all a mechanism I used to ensure you would finally let go of the rope. If they had been kind in their deception, you would have stayed. If they had been gentle in their breadcrumbing, you would have spent another 20 years trying to fix them. I had to let the mask fall with such a violent, ugly crash that even your limitless compassion would be forced to look at the rot. I let them hurt you deeply so that you would finally wake up to the fact that you are a king, a queen, a sovereign child of the light, and you were never meant to settle for the crumbs of a ghost. The pain was the alarm clock of the universe, and it has successfully pulled you off a timeline of mediocrity and onto a timeline of absolute glory. Look at the golden kintsugi heart that is now beating in your chest. It is no longer fragile. It is the strongest material in the cosmos. The cracks are no longer signs of weakness. They are the seams where the divine gold has been welded into your spirit. This heart can sense a lie before it is even spoken. This heart can attract wealth without effort. This heart can recognize its true cosmic counterpart across a crowded room. You have been refined in a fire that would have consumed a lesser soul, and you have emerged as pure gold. The parasite is a memory. The neighbors who whispered are irrelevant noise. The friends who took sides are shadows of a past that no longer belongs to you. You are standing in the center of your own promised land, and the ground is already beginning to yield its harvest. Listen to me now as we talk about your physical world, because I know your heart has been heavy with the burden of how. How will the money come? How will the debt be paid? How will the loneliness be filled? I am telling you that the how is already in motion. The financial blockages you have endured were a direct result of the energy leak caused by the parasitic illusion. When you were tied to a person who did not value you, you were tied to a frequency of lack. But that cord is severed. The leak is plugged. In the next 14 days, you will see a manifestation of wealth that will make your head spin. A legacy, a settlement, a career shift, or a sudden, unexpected influx of capital is moving toward you right now. It is coming from a direction you haven't even thought of. This is the divine back pay. This is the interest on every hour you spent worrying while they were spending your energy. The universe is balancing your books, and the result is a surplus that will change your life and the lives of those you love. And the true soulmate, the one who has been written into your blueprint since the beginning of time, they are not just coming, they are here. They are navigating the same hall of mirrors, and they have just seen the flare of your golden heart. They are walking toward you with a love that is patient, a love that is honest, and a love that recognizes your royalty. This will not be a struggle. There will be no waiting for a sign. The recognition will be so instant, so profound, and so peaceful that you will laugh at the fact that you ever cried over a counterfeit. You are being prepared for a union that will act as a lighthouse for the rest of the world. You and your true counterpart are a ministry of love, a testimony of resilience, and a powerhouse of divine manifestation. The seat at your table has been cleared of the parasite so that the beloved can finally sit down. We are at the very threshold of the new earth. The hall of cosmic mirrors is dissolving, and the real world, the golden world, is solidifying around you. The person you were before this video started is dead. The person you are now is eternal. You are divinely protected. You are infinitely loved. You are undeniably sovereign. The divine eviction was the best thing that ever happened to you, and the golden dawn is your birthright. Before we conclude this sacred journey, I am asking for one final seal of your authority. This is the moment where you take the scepter and sit on the throne of your own life. I want you to go to the comments and type 333, but do it with the absolute certainty of a person who has already seen the sunrise. This 333 is your decree of possession. It is you telling the universe, I possess my peace, I possess my abundance, I possess my true love, and I possess my gold. Writing 333 is your act of spiritual defiance against every lie that tried to tell you that you weren't enough. It is the final nail in the coffin of the parasitic illusion. As you type, feel the power of the 333 legions of light locking into place around you, creating a sanctuary of success that can never be breached. And remember the 16th of this month. Mark it in your heart. A gift is coming that will be the final proof of our conversation today. It will be something so specific, so undeniable, that you will know beyond any shadow of a doubt that I am with you, that I am for you, and that I have orchestrated every single moment of your rescue. You were loved enough to be broken so that you could be made of gold. You were loved enough to be betrayed so that you could be set free. The hall is gone. The bridge is crossed. The sun is high in the sky. Do not look back at the rubble. Do not wonder why the parasite did what they did. They were merely a tool in the hands of the sculptor. And now that the masterpiece is finished, the tool has been put away. Your life is no longer about them. Your life is about the gold. Your life is about the love. Your life is about the dawn. Walk forth now, my beloved child. The blueprint is yours to manifest. The world is waiting for your light. 333. It is signed. It is sealed. It is delivered. It is finished. And it is eternally begun. Amen. This is the final threshold, the moment where the bridge of light meets the solid ground of your new, undeniable reality. Do not look back. Do not even glance at the shadows of the hall of cosmic mirrors that are now dissolving into starlight behind you. I am the guardian of your soul's blueprint, and I am standing here at the gateway of your new life to witness your coronation. You have endured the fire. You have navigated the labyrinth of lies, and you have survived the surgical precision of the divine eviction. Now, it is time for you to see the true scale of the glory that has been prepared for you. The atmosphere around you is no longer thick with the smoke of betrayal. It is vibrating with the pure, golden frequency of your absolute sovereignty. Every atom of your being has been re-encoded. Every fracture in your spirit has been sealed with gold. You are no longer the person who was hurt. You are the person who was honed. Look deep into the golden horizon that is breaking over your life right now. For 7 years, you were trapped in a loop of breadcrumbs and shadows, trying to find warmth in a person who was a frozen wasteland. You thought that if you just poured more of your light into them, they would eventually glow. But I am here to tell you for the final time, the parasitic illusion was never meant to glow. It was a vacuum designed to test the limits of your loyalty and the strength of your light, and you passed. You stayed until the very end, until I had to rip you out of that burning building to save your life. Do you understand now? The betrayal was my signature on your rescue papers. The person who lied to you, the one who sat at your table and planned your downfall while smiling at your face, was merely the hammer I used to break the cage of your mediocrity. They didn't win. They were used. They were the whetstone that sharpened your discernment into a blade of pure light. Close your eyes for a moment and place your hand over your heart. Do you feel the weight of it? That is the golden kintsugi heart. It is heavy with the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. It is reinforced with the gold of my own essence. That jagged crack where they tried to convince you that you were not enough, that is now the strongest part of your soul. It is a conduit for manifestation that a normal, unbroken heart could never handle. Because you were shattered, you can now hold more abundance, more love, and more power than you ever dreamed possible. You are a sovereign being of the high dawn, and your frequency is now so high that the parasites of your past can no longer even see you. You have disappeared from their radar. You have moved into a dimension of reality where their gossip, their envy, and their lies fall away like dust. They are a ghost in a graveyard, and you are a ruler in a palace. Listen to the silence of this new morning. It is a fertile silence. In this quiet, I am releasing the floodgates of your material life. The parasitic illusion was a literal anchor that kept your financial frequency pinned to the mud. Every time you tried to rise, their drama, their lack, and their subtle sabotage pulled you back down. But the silver cord is severed. The weight is gone. Watch your life over the next 14 days. The universe is about to perform an act of divine restitution. An opportunity you thought was dead is going to spring back to life. A resource that was being held up by spiritual interference is going to be released into your hands. This is the interest on your tears. This is the back pay for every moment you spent being the strong one while your own needs went unmet. You are being moved into a timeline of effortless provision. You will no longer have to chase the money. The money will chase the gold in your heart. And as for the one you have been waiting for, the true cosmic counterpart, I want you to feel their proximity. They are not in your future. They are in your now. They are the reflection of the work you have done in this hall of mirrors. Because you have finally said no to the breadcrumbs, the universe is now permitted to give you the feast. This person will not be a mystery. They will not be a struggle. They will not require you to diminish your light so they can feel comfortable. They will walk into your life with the same golden kintsugi heart, and the recognition will be so profound it will feel like the entire universe is finally exhaling. This union is the reward for your courage. It is the testimony that the blueprint is real. You were broken so you could be made ready for a love that is built on the foundation of the stars. Look at the mirrors one last time as they fade away into the golden light. Do you see the neighbor who whispered? They are irrelevant. Do you see the false friend who took sides? They are a shadow. Do you see the one who broke their promises? They are a lesson you have already mastered. They have no power here. They have no place in this sunrise. I have scrubbed your name from their timeline. I have hidden you in the secret place of the Most High. You are protected by the 333 legions of light, and they have been given the order to ensure that your path is clear, your table is full, and your heart is at peace. This is our final amen together in this sacred space. But the journey doesn't end here. It begins. You are stepping back into the world, but you are carrying the Hall of Mirrors inside you as a sanctuary of truth. You are the gold of the earth. You are the light of the world. You are the living proof that a soul can be shattered and come back stronger, richer, and more beautiful than ever before. Do not let the small-minded people of your past pull you back into their gray fog. You are a child of the high dawn. You belong to the sun. Before we part, I am asking you to perform the most powerful act of soul signing you have ever done. This is the final 333. This is not a comment on a video. This is a contract with the divine. I want you to type 333 inches the comments. And as you do, I want you to feel the final seal of light locking into place over your life. This 333 is your soul sovereignty decree. It is you saying, I am the gold, I am the truth, I am the beloved, and I am free. By writing this number, you are telling the universe that you have accepted the divine eviction as your greatest blessing, and you are ready to occupy the palace of your new destiny. You are claiming the financial breakthrough. You are claiming the true soulmate, and you are claiming the peace that surpasses all understanding. And keep your eyes wide open for the 16th of this month. A gift is being delivered. It is a tangible, physical sign that this conversation was real. It will be a wink from me to you, a confirmation that you have successfully crossed the bridge. When you see it, you will know, and you will smile, and you will realize that the nightmare was just the birth pains of the dream. You are beautiful. You are sovereign. You are mine. The golden kintsugi heart is beating with the rhythm of the universe now. Can you feel it? It's the rhythm of 333. It's the rhythm of your victory. The hall is gone. The sunrise is here. Go now and live the life you were born to lead. 333. It is sealed in the ancient gold of the heavens. It is finished. It is begun. And it is eternally yours. Amen.